in graphite. And then after stripping, the aqueous solution containing nickel and cobalt are treated by second stage solvent extractions to spirit nickel and cobalt, in which cobalt is transferred to organic phase and nickel remain in aqueous phase. This is the picture of our experimental activities at Bandung. Yeah, we prepare nickel laterite ore and make atmospheric acquisition leaching, did two-stage iron precipitations, and then MHP precipitation, release MHP, and then SX or solvent extraction using Versatic 10 at extraction stage, and then stripping and SX using Cyanec 272 at extraction stage, and stripping of SX using Cyanec 272. Actually, it's quite long, yeah, the route to produce nickel sulfate by this route. Yeah, therefore we are trying to offer or to study the alternative route by selective precipitation using ozone gas. Okay, and I would like to present only some of the SX with Versatic 10 and also Cyanec 272. So this is the effect of volume ratio of organic to aqueous solutions. It can be seen here, the increase of organic tend to increase the extractions of nickel and cobalt, but also reduce its selectivity. I mean, calcium and magnesium tend to be extracted also. Therefore, for this parameter, we found the separation factor, the highest separation factor at over A 0.5 here. Okay, and then after we separate nickel and cobalt, yeah, from Cyanec, from Versatic 10, from the impurities, then we did stripping, and then from the strip liquor, aqueous liquor, we continue the solvent extraction with Cyanec 272. It can be seen here that separation of nickel and cobalt can be well performed. Yeah, this is the effect of extraction time. So by 10 minutes, the extractions of of cobalt already above 98%, and with co-extraction of nickel is very low, yeah, below 5%. And based on this extraction percentage of nickel and cobalt, we get a quite high separation factor here between cobalt and nickel, around 4,000. So basically, by Cyanec 272, cobalt is extracted to organic phase, and nickel is remain in aqueous phase or in raffinate solutions. And this is another result to study the effect of volume ratio of organic to aqueous solution by using Cyanec 272. It can be seen here also that separation of nickel and cobalt can be well performed, in which cobalt extractions reach above 98%, with co-extraction of nickel of lower than 5%. And this is the separations of factor of cobalt and nickel. And after we make stripping of organic rich cobalt, yeah, cobalt bearing organic phase, and collected the raffinate solution, then the next step is crystallization of nickel sulfate and cobalt sulfate. So this is nickel sulfate that we got at laboratory in Bandung. Basically, in the crystallization process mechanism involves supersaturation of solutions, crystal nucleation, and crystal growth. At the moment, or since the last 3 years, we developed also a method quite new called selective oxidative precipitation by using ozone gas. So basically, the solution resulted from MHP release is contacted with ozone, and the function of ozone is to oxidize CO2 plus to CO3 plus and Mn2 plus to Mn4 plus. Therefore, CO will be then precipitated in the form of COOH, and Mn will be precipitated in the form of manganese dioxide. And this is the thermodynamic predictions. Yeah, so precipitations of iron, of manganese dioxide, and cobalt hydroxide take place, and the pH below the pH of nickel hydroxide precipitation. And these are some results of selective precipitation experiment done at our laboratory. It can be seen here that complete precipitations of cobalt and manganese, yeah, can be obtained after 2 hours with the co-precipitation of nickel quite low, yeah, 8.8%. It can be noted that the precipitation of cobalt and manganese occur immediately after the addition of neutralizing agents, can be sodium hydroxide or calcium hydroxide. This is the effect of time, and then this one is the effect of temperature. So nickel precipitation is in secondary axis from 0 to 10, and the primary axis is cobalt and manganese precipitations. It can be seen here that increasing temperature tend to decrease manganese, to decrease nickel and cobalt precipitation. Why? Because the solubility of ozone tend to decrease at high temperature. So we found that the pre-oxidation using ozone is better done at room temperature, because at higher temperatures, say at 40, 50, 60, reduce the solubility of ozone, and the solubility of ozone gas is the key factor that determine the rate of cobalt and manganese precipitation. So it can be seen here that nickel precipitation reduce at higher temperatures, yeah, as well as cobalt. Okay, this one is the effect of oxidant fluoride. In our lab, we use pure oxygen as a source of ozone gas. Yeah. So pure oxygen is injected to ozone generator. It can be seen in this picture. So pure oxygen is injected to ozone generator, and then the product of ozone generator is actually the mixture of ozone and the excess of oxygen. Okay.
Sorry, it's 5 minutes left.
Okay. So the result of oxidative precipitation process showed that a nickel-rich solution containing 43.8 gram per liter of nickel with only 0.01 and less than 0.001 gram per liter of dissolved cobalt and manganese respectively can be produced from a feed solution from MHP release that contains 48.1, 1.8, and 0.3 gram per liter of nickel, cobalt, manganese, and manganese respectively. The ratio of nickel to cobalt concentration in the produced solutions, means in raffinate solution and in loaded organic, was about 42,000, the ratio, which is significantly higher than those reported the nickel-rich solution produced by solvent extraction in Queensland Nickel using IX84 and Bulong Nickel operation using Cyanec 272, which were about 4,000. So 4,000 is also confirmed by our other investigations of solvent extraction. So the ratio of nickel to cobalt concentrations is even higher by using this selective precipitation. It means that the concentration of nickel in solutions 40,000 times, 42,000 times higher, than the remaining cobalt in the solution. Therefore, we can directly then make crystallizations of nickel sulfate. And how about cobalt and manganese? Cobalt and manganese can be released and treated by solvent extractions. Or we are considering also that how if there is a possibility to use the mixture of cobalt and manganese directly for precursor material and can be adjusted by pure material according to its stoichiometry. This is some recent experiment by using more advanced ozone generators. So it can be seen here, the precipitations of cobalt and manganese and the solution produced. So it's typical of nickel sulfate solutions. So the next step is only crystallizations. Okay, as concluding remark, as a common route, established route, pure nickel sulfate and cobalt sulfate for lithium and NC cathode precursor is prepared by release of MHP and two-stage solvent extractions. MHP release followed by selective precipitation by ozone gas is able to dissolve most of the nickel and cobalt from MHP and separate the dissolved nickel from the cobalt and manganese precipitate. The dissolved cobalt and manganese were able to be separated from most of the dissolved nickel via oxidative precipitation at a gas flow rate of 1 liter per minute, pH 5, temperature 25, duration 2 hours, nickel-rich solution containing 43.8 with only 0.01 and less than 0.001 gram per liter of dissolved cobalt and manganese. The proposed method offers advantages in terms of ease of generating ozone, because ozone can be generated from air, so it is free of charge, and circumvent or reduce the need of providing special organic extractant for nickel and cobalt separations. So that was my presentation today. Thank you for your attention.